I finally got a trader. I've been trying for a long time. This is, I guess, a rare one. But he has all sorts of interesting plants. An egg, no further information available. I wonder if that's fertilized egg. Alien mushroom. I thought they were not around anymore. But these plants are pretty expensive. Got all the normal stuff. Then I paged down and I'm like, oh, look at this. So I do want the Winterspawn. Before I do that, be careful not to send him away. I want to make sure I turn my refrigerator off to save power. I did improve my power out here, but it's still not enough to run a large satellite dish, you know, and interrogate a lot. So I have to be kind of power stingy. All right, so I'll buy one of those. I have 2,000, so I want one of those. I don't know if it's seeds or an actual plant. I'll take a Hades flower. Let me say let's buy that one so I can keep track of my money here. Do I need a Hades flower? Alien mushroom might be kind of fun, but that's 1,000 also. I really wanted Winterspawn. And tropical lily I don't need. So I could pick one of these because I've been selling some more, but what is the alien mushroom? What does that do? Oh, that inhales nitrous oxide. Holy cow. Oxygen and nitrogen. Well, that's kind of handy. But I would have to make a tank for oxygen nitrous oxide, which I don't think I'm quite ready to do yet. Well, I think that may be later. But got the Winterspawn Hades flower. Hades flower, alpha strain. This plant breathes and exhales pollutant. I don't need pollutant. Maybe on some other planets, but not here. I don't need pollutant. I think I'm going to buy these eggs. Are they fertilized? That's the million-dollar question. Because it doesn't say. Tropical lily? I'll buy a tropical lily. What does a tropical lily do? Is it just a decoration? Tropical lily. Higher temperatures. Inhales carbon, yeah, so it's just a regular plant that likes warm temperatures, so that don't really do me any good. So I'm going to buy both of these eggs just to see if they're fertilized. That way I can go with chicken. You know what? One egg's enough for now. So I'll buy an egg. Don't need a Hades flower. Trying to think. Should I buy 2 Winterspawns just in case? And the Winterspawn is the one that I was looking at the most here. That's for cooling, and there's a couple other things it does. Winterspawn, yeah, alpha. So it splits water into volatiles and oxygen. So it brings in the water. It inhales nitrogen also, though. Oxygen and volatiles. So that could be tricky. I might need a good nitrogen source. I'll have to look into that. But it does make burnable fuel. It's kind of nice. So where would I get a nitrogen source? I'm sure I have nitrogen in my tank. I could always hook there's some in the atmosphere. But yeah, I'm going to buy a second one of those. And I don't need a Hades flower. I don't have enough for that anymore. Alright, we'll buy the other egg. I don't know why. Because I can. Alright, close. And I'll send him off from out here. He's pretty big. Goodbye. Goes. How did my power hold up through that? Not too bad. Oop. Now hopefully these don't die in the refrigerator too fast, or I can set up my room. Get that out of my hand. Oop, there's an egg. Yes, eggs will break. I've done that before. That should be everything. Okay, so let's get these in the refrigerator. And then I can set up a... Did I go too far up? I did. I'm still learning my floors here. So this is actually a plant, not a seed. Egg will decay in 4 hours. It's a big egg. Unviable. I don't know what that means. Interesting. Okay, well, we'll experiment with that egg and see what kind of strange thing I get. So there you go. It took me forever, but I finally got a trader that could give me a couple of the things I wanted. I have done some stuff. Did some flooring. I'll go over. I still have 4 days on my test deployment, 2-week test deployment. I have played with the programming on this and made this run a little bit better, although it is summertime, so it's a little warm to keep running right now during the day especially. But it's pretty much keeping me right where I want it to be charged. Now most submarines have port side and starboard side batteries, and duplicate things in case they take damage on one side, then they have a backup. So I think I'm going to put 2 more batteries here, just to make it a little more realistic. There, it's cooling off, so it can run a little bit better now. I got both of them hooked up because I am using more power with that. So the cooling air comes in over here. So this one tends to run longer than this one because the air over here heats the air before it gets to this one. So I'm thinking maybe I should put my exhaust back here, but that's kind of hard to move at this point. A future design improvement for a variant is a nice long run. There, it charged it. That's open, so that means it's above 75%. So there you go. Okay, so I will come back when it's day 140, and I'll go over the numbers that I used. So far I've been doing pretty good, but I'll go over all that when I come back, and maybe I'll figure out. I'm going to have to isolate a room for these plants. And I got to probably do it pretty quick because I don't know how long they'll last in the refrigerator. So maybe I'll box out a little bit of a room here put a filter out here, put nitrogen in it, and put a volatile filter inside and run that to it. Well, I have my fuel tank here. Maybe I could put some lights in here. Yeah, why don't I put it up front here? And then I could just run a pipe up to my tank, which is really filling up from my water. This one electrolyzer is doing a really good job of making more than enough. But we'll go over all that at the end here. So there you go. I'll be back shortly. Okay, there's a Navy Old Salt Gamer. My 2-week workup cruise is complete. I can replace some flooring here. Let's do that while I'm thinking of it. I'm not sure I like the colors, but I'm colorblind, so it doesn't matter too much. So it looks like everything was fine. I used up let's see, 392, and I started with water 220, so that doesn't seem right. 126. Oh, 410. So I'm down to 292. So I used roughly 130 liters of water. Something like that, if my math is right. I'm doing that in my head. So that's fine. I could load my water tank up, which is down here, I believe. Or is it up top? It must be up top. I'm still getting used to this. There it is. So I can load this up with a lot more water. But I got 243 in there. But I did expand some piping to get this greenhouse going, so I have to measure the pipe network too. So I literally got 40 liters in there, almost 48. So water's good. I will go through it, but as you can see, I made a ton, not a ton, but quite a bit. I made 7 kilomoles
Waste tank caution
of, let me dump that. Now I have my suit on because I can't go into that room. That's why I got that flashing light on there. That is not a breathable atmosphere in there. So I made 7 kilomoles of volatiles and 3 kilomoles of oxygen. And I used quite a bit less than that, I think. So let me go up here. I started with 12.4. So maybe I used a little bit more volatiles than I made, but hopefully the Winterspawn will help with that. And I could always add another electrolyzer. That's not a big deal. And I used, I started with 7.4, so I used roughly 2 moles of oxygen. So I can run this independently very easily with just a tank of water. I don't have to leave my ship. Now, let's go on to, there's my flashing light to remind me that this is not a breathable atmosphere. So I need to put my suit on. And this is another advanced airlock because I don't want to bring foreign air into my greenhouse or take foreign air out of my greenhouse. I'm pressurizing this with nitrogen because that's what the Winterspawn uses. Now, it uses a lot. And I think, what did I say it used? 26 moles per hour. So I got enough in here. I don't know if it's going up fast enough. I got a nitrogen filter pulling nitrogen from the outside. Now that I might be able to improve that. And I really got to go put more oxygen. Oh, I'm okay for a little bit. You can improve that by getting more nitrogen in the air here. I don't have a whole ton of nitrogen in here. So that's an adjustment I'm going to need to make up here. How can I do that? I have nitrogen in here, which is not a large amount. So I could hook up, and I think I have one. Again, using more power every time I do this stuff. I think I have. Maybe I don't. I thought I had. There it is. I do have another one. Do I have pipes? No. I have one of these. Well, I'm good there. I can get rid of this. I don't need that. I keep that. I'm going to be dumping it into the room, so I could use those kind of pipes, but it's not going to really matter. That should do the trick. I don't know if that's going to be enough of everything. I need yellow pipes, don't I? Don't have any yellow pipes. Regular gas pipes. Yep. You would think they'd have this at the top since it's something that you need a lot, but you always have to scroll down to get it. Now, he would say, kind of noisy. Submarines tend to be noisy. They're sound isolated, but that kind of noise would probably not go over real well if I was in a wartime environment. Make 10 of these, that should be plenty. Okay. So, we're going up to here. I may have to, this is a problem I don't like with this flooring. Because now in order to do things, you have to rip the flooring out. So, I got to rip some floor out here. Should be enough. One of the problems also with using walls on the floor, which was the best way to do this on a submarine, is you can't put, as you can see, you can't put that on there. So now, as long as I'm not cutting through my hull, it doesn't really matter, because I can pull this off and cut this out. And of course, I need I don't have one, but I can just drop myself through the floor here. I need a frame, iron frame. So, why is that up there? We'll put the iron frames there. The hands are getting full. And I can put the iron frame right. That's a long one. Iron frame. The iron frame. I'm not sure why it's not letting me. Come up here and see if I can figure that out. Cladding. So I have to take the cladding off down here too? It's a pain. Cladding. Am I in the right spot? Yeah. I put all the cladding. Okay, well, anyway. Yeah. You can't put that there with the cladding in the way. What a pain. But you don't even have to frame it out, so it's kind of silly that you have to do this. They should let you put it on the floor. So I want to take an input. I gotta look at the room for wires. That should be good. So I want to take the input, and I moved it over one too far. Of course, every time you do this, drill. Oh, one thing it's another. All the times for my drill to run out of battery while I'm recording. I haven't changed this battery in ages. So, pardon the delay. take that out. And I gotta make sure. I always mess up and don't make it a filter again. So I'll have to move the. Yeah, I'll have to move the computer. That's okay. That's a good spot. Okay. Did I change it back to a filter? I did not. See what I mean? It even said I have to remember to do that. I believe that is the way I want to go. So, let's put this. I have too many things to wire. And put this here. Put that in there. That there. What do I need next? Driver wires. Okay, so that's done. Now this is going to be the input, this is going to be the output. So I should be able to put this here, maybe not till I take the floor back out. We'll do that right now. I don't need it there anymore. Grinder. Alright. Put that there, take this down, put that there, put that there. There we go. Alright, so now I should be able to put this right onto the filtered. Okay, now I'm not going to have enough pipes, I'm almost certain at this point. Wrench. Let's go. Oh, this is going to dump back in, and I can't do that because the wires are there, so I'm going to have to do this. I think I had to do that over there too. Yep. You gotta move the computer, definitely. So we'll go over. Oop, not up, over. Now I really ought to move the computer. Yeah. I'm not gonna do that right now. So we'll go up. And a T. And I'm out of pipes. And we can take this out of my hand. And need more insulated pipes, which insulated. Oh, I need silicone. There we go. And I would say maybe 10 of them, so it's going to take a few minutes. How's my nitrogen in here? Not really going down that fast. Now, of course, I'm going to print 10, and I'll probably need 11. That would be about the norm. Alright, so this is the correct floor. I gotta come over from here. Looks like I might have enough pipe. Kind of surprising. Oh, got one extra. Okay. Now, wiring. I'm still going to pull warm air into the room, but this one AC doesn't seem to have any trouble. I did set it for 26. I may set it back down. Because I had it set for 26 and it was always 24. Should be where I set it. So now here I want 2 nitrogen filters. And we'll do the heavy duty kind if I can. I think I can. Nitrogen. Yeah. And of course these print out slow as heck. what I'll do is I'll grab the one when it comes out and just make sure it prints one more, and then I'll just put this one in so I can fire it up and see what kind of damage it does. I'll have to automate all this, of course, especially the nitrogen input, because if I pressurize that room too much, my greenhouse, the walls will explode. It don't look that. So now with one in there, I can turn this, oops, I'll turn this on. And hopefully that's pulling nitrogen into the room. A small amount, it's not going to be an enormous amount, but it's not going to help me much looking at that. But of course it's probably warming the room up. So let's set this back down. See if that keeps up. I may have to look at that too in the long run here. Alright, let's see what's going on down here. Okay, so I'm back in my room here. I did some experimenting. I could turn these back on, make them a little lighter. So this is how I ended up setting it all up. I got a pressure regulator here to make sure this room doesn't over pressurize. Right now it's at 49. It is currently pulling in straight nitrogen from the outside. And how it's doing that, like I said, outside air coming in, blowing out the nitrogen, and then blowing out the waste gases, or the non-filtered, right back into the outside of the greenhouse. So that's working pretty well. The pressure is coming up. I did make a mistake with the grow light. When I rewired that, I had to rewire it to bring it down. This is all temporary, by the way. I just wanted to get this room up and running. I had this set to this vent. So every time the grow light would time on and off, it would turn this vent on. You got to be careful when you cycle with this button on, and it was a silly mistake. And I finally figured out what I was doing. So I'm thinking this pressure should come up to about 90, which is what I think I have this set for, 100. I think I'll take it down to 90. Now the problem with this setup is I have to be really careful, because when this starts making, actually what I should do, when this starts making volatiles, this is going to vent volatiles out. So maybe I need to put my, I didn't think about that. So eventually what I'll have to do is set this to turn on and off at 100. And just live with a little bit of CO2 and oxygen that's in here. I could filter it out, but it doesn't really matter. I'm going to have a massive, well, the oxygen will get filtered out. Because I got this to set. These are going to produce oxygen and volatiles. So I got this filter pulling that up into my tank. So the oxygen is going to get filtered out. The CO2 and the pollutants won't. So maybe I'll just hook a filter up to that real quick and pull that out of here. I'm not too worried about it. But I need this to shut off when this gets to 100. So I'm going to have to program a chip for that. So I'm going to turn that off for now. And let's make a chip for that and a program for that real quick. And it's been a while since I programmed one of those, so it's up. I need an IC chip. That should be all I need, I think. I don't need a housing. I'll put it right into the filter. And I can't do that in integrated. I'll let you put circle. Oops, need a bunch of stuff. Hold still electrum solder. Electrum. I've made a whole ton of electrum. I wasn't messing around with that anymore. Hold steel electrum solder. Gold. Steel. That's solder? No, solder must be over here. Tungsten tan. There's the solder. Okay. Oh. That should do the trick. Yep. We got ores sliding all over the place here. Stop moving. So setting up this room is a little bit more difficult than I anticipated. It should have been easy, but I made a couple silly mistakes while I was designing it. And the episode actually got to be kind of long, so I took them out only because the episode got long. And I forgot to vent my tank. That's going to holler at me pretty soon, so let me quick cycle this back. Let that open. Vent my tank. And do that. Okay, now it won't holler at me. So instead of using this regulator, I'm going to set this up to shut off at 100. Or maybe 90. Well, let's go in here. Edit. I'm going to alias filter. Let's make it night filter. Nitrogen filter. D0. And then start. And we'll grow light, so we're going to I have to look this up. We have a load for 0 night filter. What's it called? Outside pressure, pressure out filter. Did I miss it? Right, well, let's do stupid thing. Come on.
Filter low.
Why can't I find this? There it is. Filtration. Okay, what's the output? Looking for a power open. Pressure input. I need pressure output. Is there such a thing? Pressure output. So pressure output. So we go back in here. Pressure output. And I figured one of them. There we go. And then you do set less than R0. R0, and we'll say would be 100. Let's do 90. I don't know if I have to put 090. We'll find out. I think I should be able to just, let's make it up. Easier that way. And then save filter on night filter on what on there we go. R0. That should be all I need. So if it's less than 100, it should turn on. If greater than 100, it should turn off. If I get rid of that equal sign. Confirm. Export. And I think all I have to do is put this in there. Come on. There it is. Don't even think I have to set D0, but I'm going to anyway. Nah, let's just do it. Nope, it got an error, so I think I do have to set D0 to filter. Which means I better name this. Because I got a bunch of them. Night filtration. Oops, I still need the screwdriver. I'm barely get in here. Oh, for heaven's sake. What happened? Dude. Why isn't it? Let me do this. Mattress filtration. I didn't think I had to do that, but it's giving me an error. Is the code wrong? I can type line 3. Edit. Light filter pressure output. Alright, well, fine. It's almost easier sometimes to do things the old-fashioned way. Sorry about the delay here. Some of these things get made so slow. You think this is a tier 2, it should go a lot faster. It doesn't. Alright.
Air tank low.
Oh, always something. Alright, so we're going to put that up there. This here. That there. And put the switch wire types for now. There we go. So now I can take this theoretically out of here. It's out of there already. Is it in there? It's in there. Put it here. I gotta clean up this mess. Turn that on. Turn it off. Now I should be able to find the nitrous filter. Stop it. There it is. Okay. There we go. I did turn it on. So, for some reason, I didn't have that set right, but now it's working. So, once this room becomes 100 kilopascals, that'll shut off. And I'll have some extra stuff in here that I'll have to filter out eventually. So that's up to moderately well. That was growing slower. That's thriving. So with this off, I can take this out now, I think. Because this will come on every time when I start filtering the oxygen and stuff out. This will come on and bring more nitrogen in here. So I think we're good to go. So I'll clean up this mess and rewire some things. But I think I got this where I want it to be now. Got lots of nitrogen in here. Take my tank off before I start suffocating here. I really got to put... See, I had a tank, but this has got junk. What the heck? What the heck just happened? I fell through the wall. It's got a breathable stuff in it, but I'd have to filter it to get that out, and I don't want to do that right now. So I'm going to eventually recycle this. And we'll go up here and put this in the... I'll find a way to pump the air out. I could do that too. But basically I got to refill my oxygen tank real quick. That's up. I'm still learning this crazy setup. I got to move that. Got my nitrogen coming in here. This. Filtering it out of here. You see it going down when it's not running, so that is working. It's not really raising the temperature, so that's good. It should be... I was at 44.1% nitrogen, so the nitrogen has actually gone up, even though I'm filtering it all into that room. Let me stick this in here. I wish it was faster. This is so slow. I don't know why that's so slow. But I want to take the outside and show you the submarine, because that's the latest update I've done. Now that this is working okay, it appears to be running smoothly, so we'll go out. Hopefully it's daytime. It is. So I'll go show you. I did a complete...
Oxygen low. Low pressure. Pressure critical.
Oopsie.
Oxygen critical. Temperature critical.
So my submarine is completely designed. I got my fair weather planes, my bow planes, and my stern planes. So I don't know what you think, but I think it actually looks like a submarine. Bow's a little funky. It's about the best I can do with the bow. But other than that, pretty cool. So that'll be it for this episode. I'm gonna... Oh. Gonna work on in here to make sure all this works the way it should. Rewire it, make it a little prettier. But I got these in here, so I just wanted to make sure they were running or surviving good. I got quite a bit of nitrogen in here. 72.
Hunger caution.
It's always something. Oh. So that's going to keep pumping until it gets to 100, then it'll shut off. Driving moderately well. This was stunted by the growth lights because I didn't have it wired correctly. First off, I had it wired to the deck above this and not the deck here, which I needed. And then I had this controlling that vent instead of the grow light. These are getting bigger, so they're looking okay. I'd like to hang around until this reaches 100, but that's going to take too long. So I think that'll be it for today. Maybe Old Salt Gamer, please subscribe and like. This is kind of cool. Next episode, oh, they got little silver, icy things in them. It's getting kind of warm in here. I'll have to check. We'll keep an eye on that too. These are okay until 30, but then they don't, not optimum for them. So I'm going to have to set something else up here to with the radiators to exchange the temperature. Always something, always something. That probably, well, that might help. I don't know if it's produce heat or not. Okay, so that'll be it for today. You have a good day, and we'll see you in the next episode where hopefully I've got this whole thing expanded out quite a bit.